Hey there, guys. I'm Sheila J. Davis, and this is my entrepreneurial story. Like I said, I'm Sheila J. Davis. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm a mompreneur, and I work my tail end off every day to put my family first, and I'm living my dream. So, today, this entrepreneurial story is going to tell you how I was able to quit my job and double my income, how I've been able to build a business that I love waking up to every morning, dream about at night, think about pretty much all day long, and where I'm able to help people all over the world to have their dream as well, and how I'm able to have the freedom and flexibility that I want to do what I want so that I can put my family first. So this is my family, and we are amazing together. My fantastic and wonderful husband and our 8 children combined. So the blonde and red-haired kids are mine, and the dark-haired kids are my husband's. And these are the reasons why I make every choice that I make every day. So let me tell you how it came about. So basically, my 2 little ones got sick one day, and that's when I had my aha moment and I quit. So I was at a stay-at-home mom for about 10 years, and my children hadn't known anything different. They had always had mom at home since the time they were born, and so it was a real shock to them and to me one day when I found myself to be a single mom. And it was really, really hard to be a single mom, and I was a single mom for almost 2 years. But the hardest part about being a single mom was the having to go back to work and having to leave my kids. And one day, these two awesome little girls, the 2 youngest, actually got really, really sick. I took them to the doctor and I found that they had H1N1, which is it totally explained their 104 and 105 fever. And so I contacted my boss and I said, look, I'm not going to be able to come into work today because I have 2 sick children, and I had a note from the doctor and everything. And I said, I'm not going to be able to come in today. And I got an email back because he was actually out of state at the time golfing. It was over the holidays. And he said, that's not going to work for me. When can we expect you in? And I thought, well, I'm sorry that my kids being sick isn't going to work for you, but it doesn't work for me either. I don't like having them sick any more than anybody else does. But I simply am not going to be able to come in. At the time, I was actually working at a real estate office for about 65 agents, and I was driving back and forth to this real estate office with my own computer to sit at a conference table. And basically, all of the work that I did was on my computer. I really never saw the agents except when they were coming in to get coffee or stopping by for their floor time, or if they just were coming in for whatever reason. I really never saw them because everything that I did was actually on the computer. So I was able to actually stay home for that week. Totally worried that I was going to get fired from my job, but I stayed home that week and I was able to get all of my work done. I didn't skip a beat. The agents, like I said, it was over the holidays, and so when I went back to work, a lot of the agents didn't even know that I hadn't come into work for that previous week. And when my boss called me into his office, I thought, here it is. I'm going to get fired. What is my family going to do if I get fired? And how am I ever going to find another job? And everything. And so I went into his office and he said, look, I understand. I get it. You have a family. I have a family too. My family comes first. But if my family needs me, if my work needs me, they know, my family knows that I'm going to have to go. And I thought, that seems really kind of backwards to me. So I immediately realized that this was not a company that I wanted to work for. If they would not let me put my family first, I didn't skip a beat with my work. I didn't miss anything. Everything was completely taken care of. And I didn't feel like I needed to be reprimanded. I also felt like I should have been paid for that week that I was at home, but I was still working and got all my work done. And so I thought, this really isn't a company that I like to work for. And I'm tired of not being able to be available for my family. So I immediately decided that I needed to find a way to work from home. And I decided, like I said, this wasn't a company I wanted to work for. And so I gave my notice and then I went to work. I went to work on building my own business and finding out what I wanted to do and finding a way that I would be able to work from home. So over the next 2 weeks, as after I gave my notice, I started making a lot of decisions and deciding what I wanted to do. I did a load of research, and that's when I found the world of the virtual assistants. And I found out that actually what I had been doing for the last 2 years is totally something that a virtual assistant could do. And so I decided to start a business. And I didn't have any clue where to find clients at all. So I just went to the newspaper, which is where you go when you're looking for a job, right? And I went to the newspaper and I thought, well, heck, I'm just going to call these people who are looking for an assistant and I'm going to say, hey, I can be your assistant, but I want to be able to work from home. At least part-time, I want to be able to work from home, even if I have to go in. But I knew I wanted to do that. I wanted to find a way to work from home. And I found a real estate brokerage who said, yeah, totally, we'll hire you and you can work from home. It's going to be great. And so they had 8 agents. And so I was able to actually start my business without a website, no idea how to bill my new client, no idea how to do taxes, no idea how to do any of it except the work that they needed. That's all I knew was the work that they needed. I knew how to do everything from listing to close and everything in between, contract to close, whatever. And so I was able to go ahead and start my business literally knowing nothing about business. And so that's when I decided it was time to hire a coach. And I had taken a webinar, and during that webinar, Marissa Murgatroyd totally won me over, and I fell in love with her program, and I decided that I was going to start Live Your Message. And by hiring her as a coach, I actually was one of the first people that signed up, so I was able to get one-on-one time with her, as well as getting into her group coaching and to be a member of her group for a lifetime. So I mean, that was just like brilliant. Like, as one of the first people to get in on ground floor with her. And so hiring a coach totally changed my business. I was able to figure out a lot of things very quickly. I did make a ton of mistakes, but with having a coach and all of the information that I was able to find online, I found the virtual assistant community. I was able to learn a lot and quickly remedy those mistakes. But what I'd found over the next year while I was a virtual assistant for real estate agents is I found that actually what I liked the most was actually helping others. So I started making changes in my business, a lot of changes. Let me show you the changes I made. So my first business was Leapfrog VA. And then after about a year, I found that I didn't have any trouble finding clients. I was able to work with real estate agents, health coaches, business coaches, other virtual assistants I was able to do work for. So I was doing a lot of branding and marketing and social media and creating logos, creating websites. I learned a ton, and I was able to very quickly increase the amount of skills that I was able to offer, and I was able to offer it to loads of more people. And I found that I was getting a lot of clients coming to me that I was having to turn away, so I decided to start Leapfrog VA Network. And so I could pass on those referrals to the virtual assistants in my network. And I thought, well, I'm going to start something where I can have people that I can refer to. And that has actually grown into an amazing business. Definitely not the direction that I thought it would take. I thought it would just be like a free little thing. But I had a lot of people that were wanting to come, and I found that it was actually a really good business. So I had the Leapfrog VA Network. Then I met with Kim Garst of Boom Social. She did an interview with me for one of my mentoring video series that I had going on for the network. And she said, hey, can I give you some advice? Because I've kind of been chatting with you a little bit, and I've kind of got to know you a little bit. I want to give you some advice. I'm like, hey, yeah, happy to take that advice. And so she said, if you brand yourself as Sheila J. Davis rather than Leapfrog VA, you will be able to get more clients and charge more money. So I was like, okay, what the heck? I'll try it. So I did that. And so now that's the platform. Sheila J. Davis is where I do my real estate coaching, my branding, my social media strategies. And then Leapfrog VA and Leapfrog VA Network are basically my mentoring and networking for virtual assistants. Then I started a business with a couple of friends of mine called Broker Brand Media, which turned into Upper Limits Academy, which did not ever get off the ground. Then I started Advice Chicks with a friend of mine, and that got off the ground and we made some money, but we quickly found that the brand was not working for the clients that we were trying to attract. Then a friend of mine in the Philippines convinced me to start Leapfrog VA Network Philippines. So that has now taken off. And so now Leapfrog VA Network is international, and it is amazing to have an international business. Then I started Elevate Your VA Biz, where I started putting on coaching on my coaching videos, and that's just kind of didn't really work out for me. I didn't really make a lot of money off of that, and so that's actually going to be going away. So there you can see right in the middle, oh excuse me, and elevate your online biz, that never even got off the ground. It was something that we tried to do from advice sticks and tried to do that, and it just wasn't going to work out. So it didn't work out either. So you can see in there, I went through a lot of changes and I was learning a lot about myself, and mostly what I was really doing looking back is that I was actually fighting the fact that I needed to become a business coach. And so once I finally decided, yeah, it's time to become a business coach, I started Coach with Sheila. And so I have my networks now, and I have Coach with Sheila. And so I just basically have two platforms, my Sheila J. Davis, where I help real estate agents because the agents in Utah know me, and I do live classes and I do one-on-one coaching and I help them with their marketing strategies. And then I have Coach with Sheila, where I do online business coaching, and that's actually going to be turning into an offline platform as well, where I'm going to be doing some live classes for people locally here. And then I have my VA networks. And so the whole big course of things, on and off, and oh my gosh, it's been a whirlwind. I have learned a ton. So what I have learned is, number one, you need to do what you love. And if you're not doing what you love, you're not going to be happy. For crying out loud, you work for yourself. You should be doing what you love. If you work for somebody else, it's one thing. You don't have to do what you love. But if you're going to work for yourself, you have to be doing what you love. The number two thing I learned is that you can learn a lot of things for free. But a lot of the things that you learn for free may not be what you're supposed to be learning right then. It may not be current information, and it may just be that you're learning something that's going to lead you into buying something to finish that learning. So you learn something, but in order to do it, you have to buy something to do it. So learning for free can be costly. The next thing I learned is having a coach is priceless. I've gone through several coaches. I believe that there's not one coach. You're going to hire one coach and you're going to be done forever. You're always going to have that one coach. But I do think that you can learn as much as you can from someone, and either you can outgrow them, or it's time for you just to move on to move your business up, and that's okay too. And I learned the most important thing, because I do suffer from severe depression, and not just the kind where you get kind of sad, but the kind where you do not want to get up in the morning. You don't want to eat. You have a hard time blinking, so you just leave your eyes closed. I have severe depression, and I learned that in order for my business to grow and to continue to grow, and for my family to have me the way that they need me, is to do just one thing every day. Every day, just do one thing. Whether that's just cleaning out your email by cleaning out the spam, whether that's just following up with one person, just getting up and getting dressed. Sometimes that's just all it is. But I learned that just getting up and doing one thing can make a huge difference. Here's what else I found. A lot of fabulous clients who have now turned friends. So Maria Kritikos of Ladies Who Lunch Network, Janie Gainson of MyDaughterFragrances.com, fabulous perfume by the way, Michelle Jameson, who is a fitness and health coach, and some of my real estate agents, Blair, Jenny, and Penny, who are amazing and have been a tremendous support and help to me. I also have met some amazing entrepreneurs: Chris Brogan, Patty Lennon, Don Chitwood, who's my business partner and now turned accountability partner and super amazing best friend, and Sue B. Zimmerman, Nathan Latka, and so many more amazing entrepreneurs out there. I can't even name all of them, but a lot of my clients are turned friends. You know who you are. My virtual assistants in my network, who I work with, who I love, the virtual assistants in my group, who I network with and who I love, the health coaches I've worked with, the business coaches I've worked with, the web and graphic designers who I work with, the women leaders or women who teach women to be leaders, the writers, and so many more. You guys know who you are. There's not room for you all on this page, but you know who you are, and this is why I love what I do. So I'm teaching my daughters that they can do anything they want. They can be anything they want to be, and I can help you do what you want to do too. I've been where you are. I know where you are. I know what it feels like. I know what it looks like. I know what it's like to not have any money in the bank and know that you need to buy something for your business. I know what that's like, and I can help you through that. I can help you build the business that you love. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to contact me over at coachwithsheila.com. Mention this video and I'll give you a reward. And that is my entrepreneurial dream. I want to hear about your entrepreneurial dream. Share it in the comments, share it on my page, send me a private email, sheila@coachwithsheila.com. I would love to hear your entrepreneurial dream. But remember that there are people out there like me who know where you are, and we can help you get where you want to be so that you can have the business that you love too. So I look forward to hearing from you and hearing about your dream, but more importantly, I would love to help you build the business that will give you the freedom and the flexibility that you need so that you can put your family first like I do. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.